Hi, welcome to Close to Home. My name is Maureen Schwab, and I'm your host. And this is the show where we discuss people and events that elevate the dignity of mankind. And the show is produced and taped right here in Worcester, Massachusetts, at the stations of WCCA-TV on Main Street in Worcester. We're here with my co-host, Jean Weston. Hi, Jean.
Hi,
how are you?
Maureen. Great.
And back this week to talk to us is Immigration Attorney Randy Feldman. How are you doing, Randy?
Great.
I hope you found a nice place to park.
My office is actually right across the street. This couldn't be any easier.
And this week we're continuing our conversation with Randy. We had a wonderful conversation last week about immigration. We really didn't talk about is the illegal immigration problem in this country. And I'm using that word problem because in the news you hear about this topic as a problem, yes. I think. And that being said, I know that it can be a political problem, it can be an economic problem, but I think faith-based groups have also taken up the cause of immigration. It's not just the government that's fighting it. As individuals, we can do something.
It is a problem if people are here without papers or illegally. It is a problem. America, it's a great place because we have the rule of law. The rule of law is a significant, wondrous thing that gives us cohesion as a society. It's not just how much power do you have, who do you know, how much money do you have. I mean, we impeach presidents, right? Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, the President of the United States was going to be impeached because we care so much about the rule of law. The rule of law matters. It's a great thing about America. So when people say it's a problem, I agree completely with them. It is a problem. Where I disagree is oftentimes with them is the solution. The solution, it has to do with the fact that we have a broken system where there are not visas for reuniting family members. Mm-hmm. If you have a green card and you're legal and you want your child to come, you wait 4.5 years for that child to legally come. If they're over 21, you wait 12 years for that child to come. If you're a U.S. citizen and you want your child to come and they're over 21, you wait 4.5 years, and if they're married, you wait 6.5. An employer and you want to bring a worker, you wait someone who's never been here illegally, because if you've been here illegally, you just can't do it. You wait 4.5 years for that person to be able to come. The opportunities to do it legally are so limited, making no sense for our country or for the people. That is the problem. The rule of law has failed itself in this matter. We should have the rest of the world develop economically. You know, a lot of people in America, in the U.S., we say, oh, look at all the jobs going to China. Look at all the jobs going abroad. Look at how terrible it is for us and our people. This is all terrible. That's how we prevent illegal immigration. We let the rest of the world enjoy their dignity, and if that's a good system for the rest of the world. And an offshoot of that is you don't have so much illegal immigration to America because they don't want to leave their homeland. They just leave because they feel they have no choice but to leave.
And it's almost like there is no system.
There is no system. Everyone agrees that we need more people, like
and
more workers.
There's room for everyone.
Right.
There's plenty of
space.
Of
room. I mean, you know, as the baby boom generation retires, someone has to pay their Social Security.
Well,
we need
Up
workers.
a good point.
Yeah, we need workers. There's no question we need more workers, right? Now, it may be that very temporarily we have a problem with unemployment, right? But in 3 years this will dissipate. We're going to have a 20-year period of paying for people's retirements. And if you look at it from a humanitarian point of view instead of a nationalistic point of view, you got to be cheering these people. I mean, look at the ambition that they're bringing in order to help themselves and their families, right? We all have to bring that ambition. It's incumbent on all of us to build something in our life, you know, that we can get security for our family. Right. And that's what they're doing.
The next point is temporary worker programs.
Yeah, see, that's a perfect solution. As people say, listen, the unemployment rate was 5%. So all you people like myself, immigrant advocates, you all want greater immigration. But now it's at 10%, so go away, right? You know, so then have temporary worker programs instead of permanent ones where people can come during periods where we need more workers. They can work temporarily and then go home if there's not a job for them. It works for them, it works for us, it works for everybody. The rest of the industrialized world all have them. There's no reason for us not to have a temporary worker program, and we should have it. Right now, nobody wants to touch immigration, right? Because your average person, many voters, look at it like unemployment rate is 10%. How could you give away green cards to other people? Like, what don't you get? You know, like, how dumb are you? How could you do that? And that's your emotive reaction of many, many people. If you really break it down, that's really not the proper way to look at it, but that's the way people look at it emotionally, right? The truth is, if these people are here without papers, if you give them papers, they will have the protection of the law, they will probably get paid more, they will have rights for, and they will be treated fairly and better, and so will everybody else who they compete with for that job. So it would probably raise the living standard of Americans if these folks had papers, right? Plus, as I was saying, they're generally doing jobs that Americans either won't do or can't do. If you go now for a doctor in Central America, almost all the internists are doctors from other countries. That's because Americans, when they go through medical school, their bills are so high, they want to go into specialists' jobs and get paid mega bucks, and there's nobody left to be the family doctor anymore, or the internist anymore, so foreigners will come, and they will take those jobs as internists, and that's the typical American story, immigrant story. Immigrants take jobs that generally Americans don't want or aren't qualified for. So that's why giving folks green cards or having a system where you let more workers in won't hurt us even during a recession, won't hurt us when we have a period of high unemployment. But people don't want to hear it. All they know is, I can't find a worker, my labor's losing the house, and you gave that job, you gave those immigrants green cards? What are you, crazy? They don't know that the details matter in this kind of case, and you have to hear the argument out before you're going to make an intelligent decision and not an emotional one.
Right. I'm afraid we're out of time, so I want to thank you for being a guest on Close to Home, and Jean, we're going to close the show, and I want to thank you for joining us today, and
thanks, Randy.
Yeah, it was
a lot of great information.
Thank you. It's a very interesting topic.
We'll have you back to give us more information, and thank you for watching Close to Home. See you next week. Bye-bye.